Part 54. Exploring the World, starting from the discovery of the White Bone Dragon Pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 531. When everything was known to Yeshi. When the future identity he represents is known by the future, everything here is actually over. It's because of Yeshi's words. It gave some very bad feelings to the audience who had been following his live broadcast. It always felt as if Yeshi was about to leave in the next second. So they all anxiously posted comments in the live broadcast room, asking Yeshi what he meant by this. Yeshi was indeed willing to explain when he was normal, but now, it didn't matter whether he explained or not. They wouldn't understand it anyway. Moreover, Yeshi actually had some evil intentions. He wanted to see how the two sides, Abyss and Heaven, who were still fighting each other, would end after he left. Why did Yeshi think so? He raised his head and looked at the infinite sea of stars in the universe and the vast life. The moon rose above the deep sea. All living beings were in the deep sea, in those isolated small islands. The entire deep sea is like a complete universe, and those small islands are like individual universes. From the sea to the sky, some islands will reappear after sinking, while others will go deep into ruins. Into eternal death. There are only a few islands in the deep sea that will not be sunk. Because they have gained power from great existences. The truly great existences are existences beyond the deep sea. They can look down on all living beings under them. As far as the eye can see, what is noticed is that there are actually only two islands locked by the power of the great existence, and they will not be reincarnated in the bad air again by the power of Gigzu. One of them is an eternal paradise. Well, the eternal righteous God is with you, and Haoshan is with you. The other one is the universe where Yeshi lives. When Yeshi looked away from the vast starry sky, he said something that no one could understand at this time. Because this universe has an endless future. After he said these words, the live broadcast room was cut off with a click, and the live broadcast that had been going on for a long time was suddenly interrupted. System. Yeshi called the system. Okay, host, I'm here. Give me the road map of the world you're locked on, and I'll see how to get there first. Under the attention of many people, Yeshi's figure suddenly disappeared. He returned to his own world. And the originally illusory world became real again, and those things from the past once again appeared in Yeshi's memory, including the world without borders, and the sun that gave birth to the golden crow. As well as Kunpeng swimming in the North Sea, and the kraken that was caught very early. Among the islands on the ground, there is a fairy tale kingdom, and the furniture that has become spirits. And all kinds of precious books and treasures all appeared again. The medicinal garden exudes spiritual fragrance. The Kunlun sacred tree grew taller and taller, and the high-tech cyberpunk angel outside also blinked. Teishu appeared in front of Yeshi. At this moment, facing this Teishu, Yeshi was no longer the same as before. He was still very worried. Even though Yeshi's current power has not reached its highest level, his status can already overlook everything on the ground. High-level power, or permission, exerted incredible power in Yeshi's hands. He directly put a shackles on Teishu, and then threw Teishu back into the universe. As for myself, I just need to sort out my affairs at home. Finally planning to start. Leave this universe. Moisture is sometimes an attitude towards life. After Yeshi sorted it out, he took the time to bring the dream world over. However, he did not hold it in his hands. Instead, he clicked on the dream power and divided it into different modules. Then this dream power was placed at the bottom of the dream world. In that place, apart from Yeshi, only the most incredible people with infinite possibilities could exist. Yeshi left a little miracle to this universe. In other words, it's an opportunity. The entire dream world constructed like an abyss is the miracle he left behind. Then drag out the golden crow raised at home and throw it into the dream world, where it will become a well-known NPC among space players. Yeshi not only threw out the golden crow, he also threw out the bronze divine vine he raised. Of course, it was just a copy. As for the Kunlun divine tree, he placed a branch in the dream within a layer of the world. After doing this, he clapped his hands and said, "I used to explore different worlds, but now it's time for you to have some fun. The dream world has different entrances throughout the universe." After the last live broadcast was interrupted, many people discovered that Yeshi seemed to have disappeared for a long time. The reason why he uses the word "like" is because although he has not started live broadcast, he will still post some content he encounters on the official website set up by Tongzi. It seems that because of Yeshi's departure, the entire universe suddenly changed to what it used to be. It was no longer as desperate as before, but it had calmed down strangely. Anyway, it was no longer the same as before. Beat him to death, but maintain a balance. This road is really far. But it's finally here. Yeshi looked at the countless lives in the distance. This place was completely different from the universe he was in. This was a pure technological universe, and many places had statues of different gods. These statues of gods contained special powers. This was a completely new and completely different universe. When Yeshi saw the continuous glow of this universe, he was thinking about what kind of interesting world he was going to this time. Ding, the system assistant reminded the host that there is a great existence of the same level as you in the world you are going to. Our future has just begun. Thank you Tongzi for your reminder. Yeshi waved his hand, and thousands of sparks lit up at the same time. The live broadcast room finally waited for Yeshi to appear again after a long time. At this moment, those who were waiting felt as if they had seen a miracle. Once again, the live broadcast started. Tomcat, I thought the little sea god disappeared. Kick the doorframe, even if you disappeared, Yeshen would not disappear. Alegyo, I am still alive. Why am I still alive? Because I started to cultivate immortality. Golden-haired shell, I am becoming an immortal, looking forward to the place where Yeshen will take us to see this time. I am God, watching. Yeshi waved to everyone, smiling as usual, brilliantly. He pointed to the front and said, "Let's go, our new goal is the world in front." After he finished speaking, he said to the system in his heart, "Tongzi, if the great existence has eternity and future, then use truth." Ding, the system does not understand what the host said. What I mean is that someone is watching us. Yeshi smiled and raised his head, grinning to reveal a mouthful of white teeth, snapped his fingers, and looked at everyone. End. Thanks to all the readers who support me. By the way, the new world that Yeshi went to guide after sleeping for 10,000 years, I woke up and found that I had become an ancient god.